I don't want to disclose the names, but I think we all know communities that yes, it's about absolutely about pride and themselves. Let's listen to Cabinet Secretary Pio, and he's arrived in Bondo. I think we saw some pictures earlier of his arrival. He's speaking now.
Quickly to India to bring back the remains of Baba, which we did. And of course, since yesterday, we have been held up with issues here and there in Nairobi, including the event at Kasarani and today's event at Nyayo Stadium. So I am happy that Siaya County is ready to receive guests who will be coming to mourn with us. And I'm also happy that Siaya County is proud to give Baba a befitting send-off as our foremost leader, not only in this region, but in the whole country. Secondly, I want to thank profusely, I want to thank in a very, very big way His Excellency the President, Dr. William Ruto, for making a proclamation to accord Baba Raila Odinga a state funeral with full military honors. That is something that we cannot take for granted, because he has simply used his discretion as the commander-in-chief to make that proclamation. Many of you will recall that even Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, who was the first vice president of this republic, was never accorded such honor when he passed on in 1994. And therefore, thank you very much, Your Excellency President William Ruto, for honoring not only Baba and the Jaramogi family, but honoring the Luo community and generally the followership of Baba as a whole. Thirdly and lastly, indeed, is to affirm that Baba has left us as a people in government. Baba Raila Odinga has left us in government led by President William Ruto. And that is where we are going to stay till the end. Yes. Till the end. And I can dare say, without any fear of contradiction, that we are going to walk step by step with President William Ruto to the end. Now and beyond 2027. That I must say from here. I must say from here. And ODM, which is a party that I belong to, and that all of us here belong to, has made a very wise decision to appoint Dr. Oburu Oginga as the acting party leader. In fact, I will be proposing as a life member of ODM that the ODM convenes very, very quickly, soon after Baba's send-off, the National Delegates Convention, to actually confirm Dr. Oburu's appointment, and in fact to elect him formally as the party leader of ODM. Because we believe Dr. Oburu Oginga has got the wherewithal, the necessary experience, and the composure to steer this party to the next level, whilst working closely with our partners in the broad-based government, who are UDA, led by President William Ruto. So I want to remove any doubts whatsoever from whomsoever's mind that this region will remain intact. This region is going to remain intact within ODM. And is going to get leadership and direction from the party leader. That is Dr. Oburu Oginga, going forward. Youth leader. So that is all. And finally, as we send off Baba on Sunday, we shall be receiving very many guests who are coming from outside Siaya County. And some will be coming from outside Kenya indeed. So we expect our people to accord our guests, all of them, without exception, the necessary hospitality for them to feel at home. We want this funeral to send a very strong message, not only to Kenya, but to the whole world, that we, the people of this region, remain united, remain organized, and remain committed to the ideals that were espoused by Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. So thank you very much. Yeah.
We've had public viewing in Nairobi, and there's one also slated in Kisumu tomorrow. Could you please assure people that there will be public viewing in Kisumu, and probably tell us if there are similar arrangements in Bondo?
I don't want to speak on behalf of the committee, because there's a committee in Nairobi co-chaired by Dr. Kindiki, the Deputy President, and Dr. Odinga, and the local committee here. What we know is that Kenyans, since yesterday, have been accorded to view Baba's body. That is going to continue until the final time when it's going to be interred. Yes. Awache weche mang'eny ahinya mok danga lok gidulu baruba tieki. To gimadung ahinya en ni wan kaka jo Siaya.
All right, Cabinet Secretary Opiyo Wandayi there addressing mourners and those present in Bondo. He's obviously gone into, speaking to his local audience. Some interesting things there, Linus, that he's had today. Perhaps getting ahead of himself, or, I'm sure there's those conversations and undertones that are already taking place. But he's gone into the political, perhaps, the question that ODM members, leaders will have to contend with after Sunday. But you can already see all of that starting to emerge now. A little early, a little premature. What do you think?
Unfortunately, Yvonne, this is the reptilian side of Kenyan politics. Normal human beings will say, we have a burial at hand. The body is at Lee, is in the mortuary. Normally, everything waits first.
I mean, it's still here in Nairobi. They haven't even gotten to Kisumu, let alone Bondo.
Yes, and not a fault of this, because I think this is a movement that the party itself and those in the party is taking. And at a human level, it should be faulted. That what is decent? Yesterday, the National Executive Council, NEC of ODM, met. On the day the body is arriving, and appointed Oburu Odinga, Senator Oburu Odinga, as acting party leader, one would wonder what the rush is. I mean, Raila's wish was to be buried within 72 hours. Right. ODM is beating Raila's burial deadline to selecting his replacement. I think it's a rush that just shows the indecency of our politics. There's nothing. I don't know what decisions the party is required to take between now and the time that Raila is buried, that all these replacement appointments are necessary. I think the sound thing should have been, there's a deputy.
There's a deputy.
ODM has a deputy party leader. ODM has
a chairperson and several deputy chairpersons.
Yes, several deputy chairpersons. Yeah. So there's absolutely no crisis. Yeah. Because at the moment, the only agenda should be the decent send-off of Raila Odinga. But you see from that pronouncement already, the politics, that looks beyond Sunday, and these are some of the frailties of our politics.
Yeah, but it also shows you what potentially is to come, which we'll not even talk about now. But we'll see what happens after. And I think we sat here with Senator Onyonka and many others who said, let's use this moment of reflection to see how we can change our politics, how we can change our lives, what changes we can make, not just on the political front, but even as death does, of anybody, that it forces the humans who are left behind into personal reflection of your life, your principles, your values, and how you're conducting yourself going forward. And if there's any changes that you need to make in your life on a personal level, on a professional level, political front. And so hopefully we continue to stay in this moment of reflection, because all of that is coming. Trust me, as sure as the sun will set this evening and will rise tomorrow, all of that is waiting, but perhaps a moment of reflection. I want us to continue with that and listen now to Raila Jr. on his reflections on his father and the legacy that he left for him, for the country, and where he personally goes to from here.
So, tulia, wacha nisome. A tribute from Raila Jr. Odinga. My beloved mom, my sister Rosie and Winnie, my extended family, excellencies, distinguished guests, my fellow Kenyans. Since I learned of my dad's demise, I have organized over how to best mourn him. My father was many things to me, to many people, but to my siblings and I, he was simply Dad. Dad embodied resilience, courage, and unwavering commitment to the ideals of freedom and justice. He always stood for what he believed was right, sometimes at great family cost and personal cost as well. He was my hero. And his legacy lives in me, in my siblings, and in all those whose lives he touched. I am my father's son. And that is why I will continue to fight for values he believed in: justice, fairness, and service to others. I am very alive to the fact that my brother Fidel is gone. I remain the gentleman of the family. Dad, I want you to assure you that I'll take care of our family, Mom, Rosie, Winnie, and your larger political family too. Erokamano. The refrain is Asante Baba. Nikinoa flyways, mnasema Asante Baba. Tujaribu mara ya kwanza.
Citizen ndo anarudia.
Asante Baba.
Kata. Copy.
Thank you for the gift of life.
giving me your name and for never heaping the weight of it on me. Asante Baba. Thank you for the beautiful childhood that through the challenging times. Asante Baba. Thank you for believing in me, encouraging me to speak up and to try new things, for always hearing me out. Thank you for standing by me even when I fell short or outright failed, and for always showing me grace. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, and your unwavering love, not just for me, but our entire family. Mama, Fidel, Rosie, Winnie, Yvonne, Lion Amolo Odinga, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Thank you for grounding me in ways more of our people and encouraging me to be a man. I will deeply miss our family moments, our laughter, our conversation. I will miss watching Arsenali with you. I miss making Arsenali. Wacha nimalize. I thank God for you and for everything you have meant to me. You have run your race with honor, and may grace now lead you home. May the ancestors receive you and rest well. Nindi Kwe. Bye.
Yeah, what a speech that we continue to hear and see and experience different facets of this family. I think, just as you were saying earlier, Alina said we get
But this is but they katokea tu kadogo kaitwa Joey. Kadhaa sisi kumuita anapenda kumuita Joey. Aya Joey. Na mishi boy. Ndemo anakaa kijana. Kichwa ngumu. Alafu kuna nguvu. Manya ashangaa watu wengine wanakuwa gani. Mwana huyu sasa kwa amefikisha hata 2 years. They last week Manya bana mbale naona mtu anaweza akizaliwa hivi kama mwanangete kari kuikara sasa anafaa kuwa mkubwa. Sasa hizi wanatoshana na yeye. Sasa hizi huyo mtu ana kuna nguvu anakashikaga hivi. Kira mkosi. Wewe alafu ile ndani yani unachokira mwana mkosi. Anaweza piga katoto alafu modikali ya roho kwa hiyo. Kama chakwazi. Ngawe tamamo. Au kwa tamamo. Si ai. Shanani po. Shanani pole. No, chakwazi. Unless tu amfunza akienda shule. Au chakwazi. Anapenda watoto. And together, Rosemary Odinga. Hello? 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 Mimi leo sina mengi ya kusema. Niko hapa na watoto wangu.
Huyu ni mtoto wangu wa kwanza, anaitwa Safi, na huyu ni wangu wa pili, anaitwa Senai. Niko na mandugu zangu huko nyuma, Junior na Winnie, na my cousins pia wako hapa. Leo ni siku wa uchungu mwingi sana kwangu mimi. Najua pia mnasikia uchungu mwingi sana. Kwa sababu hata baba alikuwa baba wetu, alikuwa baba zetu sote. Naomba niseme machache kwa Kiingereza tafadhali. Ladies and gentlemen, of course all protocols observed. Today I've been very, very sad. I did not anticipate to speak today. There's so much I can say about Baba, but at the same time, we don't have enough time for me to say it all. To me, he was my advisor. He was a friend. He was also someone who understood me very well, and my children and my siblings. I remember the day I received a message. I was seated on the table, just finished my breakfast, and then my brother Junior called me, and he asked me where I was, and I told him, nimekaa kwa meza, I'm seated at the table, and then he asked me to sit down. And I asked myself, now do I sit on the floor, or is sitting on the table, or the seat at the table is good enough? I was so confused. But then Junior then told me that our father was no longer with us. Until today, it is still very difficult. Ni uchungu mwingi sana ambao tunahisi kama familia. Na leo hii tunakuja na nyinyi pia, ndio tuombeleze na nyinyi pia, Kenya mzima na dunia mzima. Nataka tu kusema asanteni sana kwa kusimama na sisi, na tutaendelea kusimama pamoja, na Mungu abariki Kenya mzima na abariki dunia mzima. And thank you all. Asanteni sana. Mungu atupe nguvu. Mama, Mungu akupe nguvu. Thank you so much. Sina mengi ya kusema. Rosemary Odinga there. These are the children who had to share their father with the country, and in some ways very literally. By the time the country was calling him Baba, that is something they called him as well, Linus. But now this is where we are, and this is where we are, and you know, one of the very interesting things, and it's great to see her there with her children, who are Raila Odinga's grandchildren, and it just reminds me that you know, once upon a time she was dabbling in the political public space, and was quite effective, you know, when she went into Kibra. And I think, just like we're saying with all of them, it isn't necessarily about the last name that they have, but the fact that on their own they're able to stand on their own, to make a name for themselves in whatever field they choose, even in politics.
Yes, indeed. And Rosemary, indeed, when you look at the time she came out into the political space, that's between 2007 and 2013, actually even close to 2017, she came across as someone closest to her father's political ideology. And I think it was our political analysts here the other day who said that, Raila identified himself as a social democrat. And Rosemary at some point wanted to run for the Kibra parliamentary seat.
Yes.
And really everything was on course until she encountered some health challenges and required to go for treatment, and she pulled out of the race. But she's known to have participated in community service-related issues, especially in Kibra, where her foundation, the Key Empowerment Foundation, KEF, was really active. So in her own right, she was cutting her own niche. And what we don't know and what we'll have to wait and hear is whether she intends to come back and pursue the line that she had earlier indicated, that of joining elective politics. Now Winnie is a step in because she is a nominated East African community member, and the likelihood of heading to electoral politics is as clear as her speech earlier today.
Right, and we're getting this insight into this family, perhaps, and maybe this might be a rare occasion. I'm not sure when else or ever we will see them, mother and children, all together on a platform, giving us very little, small tidbits and insights into what it was like being, and what it continues to be like being a member of this family. And so, we're just sort of peeking through the curtain a little bit, and I think that's what's most interesting and refreshing, and perhaps the most we will ever see. I don't think we will get any more insights than we're getting at this time between today and Sunday when we see the final send off.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what comes out is clearly their hearts are in public service to to public.
Just like their father.
Just like their father, and just like their grandfather.
Right.
And the grandfather suffered a lot of profiling, and he suffered a lot in the political life that he pursued. Yet when you look at the totality of it all, it was never really about him and power. It was about how do we get things better in this in this country. And indeed, his resignation as vice president in 1966 is very telling. Because I think what had happened is the government just started ignoring him and not giving him any assignments. And he wrote to President Kenyatta and said, I shouldn't be wasting public resources sitting in an office that I don't have any duties. Which politician can do that right now?
And then the son was later to do
vice president or deputy president.
And the son was later resigning from his seat and seeking a fresh mandate. How many times have we seen politicians jumping from one political party to another in the middle of their term, going clearly against the laws of this country, openly espousing the principles of a different party when they got to the seat on a particular party? How many have we seen, and how many calls for resignation have we asked for as a people, which is to say you got onto, you got into the seat with this political party, which you told us had values X, Y, Z. If you no longer feel like that party represents who you are, then resign from the party, leave your seat, seek a fresh mandate. And if indeed you are as principled as the people believe, then they will vote for you again. But even having the presence of mind to say, fine, a wise man, a fool never changes his mind, but a wise man does, and I have changed my mind. I am differently convicted, and therefore I come to you seeking that mandate. How many of those actually ever do that? In fact, I think we all know a very famous refrain in this country: I will not resign, I will not resign, I will not resign. Yet after Jaramogi, the father did it, and then Raila Odinga did it and said, this party no longer speaks to my values and ideals. I step down, I resign, and then you go and seek a mandate on another. I mean, all of these examples are there, and there's a consistency in the traits and the principles and the values over decades of Jaramogi, of Raila, and indeed of the family. How many? And we see that every day.
Kenyan politics is such a difficult landscape when it comes to the application of what we call principles. And sometimes even we in media are dismissed as idealistic. You're talking about a society that doesn't exist. And indeed, I remember one time I was in a press conference where Simeon Yachai, who was then the country's finance minister, had been transferred to the Ministry of Regional Development or something like that. I need to recollect the ministry. But he rejected this transfer and resigned from cabinet. And you remember the background was he had told a gathering in Mombasa that the country was broke. And that really, really annoyed the government of President Moi. And they said, you're saying we are broke, so what is this? What are you talking about? And it was moved from Treasury. He, in a very rare happening, actually rejected that transfer and politely declined. So another politician who we met after that press conference asked us in Kiswahili, atakula principle. And it looks like that is the bottom line when it comes to politics in this country. Yeah. You have to watch how far you go with your principles because everything comes down to a mill.
Well, that's usually what it is. It's our turn to eat, isn't it?
It's our turn to eat.
But principles aren't on the menu.
Yes. Yet, actually, this time of reflection, those are the things that we... That's a good one.
Let's listen now as we continue with our reflections of the day today when Odinga was accorded state funeral with all its attendant honors. I want us to listen to elder brother, Oburu.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, and our First Lady Mama Rachel, and all protocols observed. I have a very heavy heart to say farewell to my dear brother. Raila was more than a brother to me. He was my friend. He was my age mate. He was my advisor, and he was my confidant, and he was everything, including business partnership. We grew up together more or less as twins, because the difference between me and my brother is only 1 year and 2 months. And unfortunately, my brother passed on my birthday, which is 15th October 1943. When we were growing together with my brother, we were in Bondo in Sakwa, though we were born in Maseno. But during that time, we were only 3 boys. And our mother was a disciplinarian more than our father. But my brother Raila knew how to cook. Our father's mother told us that you, my boys, you are also my girls. You must learn to fetch firewood. You must learn to cook. You must learn to prepare everything, including washing clothes and ironing and so on. Raila was best at all those things. The other thing Raila was best at was in class. Me, I was average. I could be number 5, number 4, number 3 sometimes if I did well. But Raila was always number 1. was always number one in class. And I also want to tell you that Raila was a sportsman. He was a sportsman. He used to do what we were calling triple jump. He used to play football and he used to do pole vault. But I was better than him in jumping and in pole vault. I want to tell you that my brother loved justice from the beginning. He loved to hear news. One day he was late in school, and when the teacher asked him what he was doing, he said he was still listening to the radio. He wanted to hear news. And he was only at standard 3, standard 4. So Raila was a no-nonsense man. He entertained no mediocrity. Raila did not want mediocrity. If you came across him with lies or something mediocre, his left hand was very fast. He could give you something to teach you a lesson that you must always be truthful. He protected me and my brother, the later Gola, because he was more brave in confronting anybody who attacked us. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you the story of Raila the whole day, but that is not my intention today. My intention is to tell you that even though my brother was almost the same age as me, but younger than me, I can tell you that I respected him as my leader in the political arena. And I want to thank my party ODM for making me the acting party leader of ODM, the oldest and the largest party in East and Central Africa. I will take that mantle with vigor, and I must assure you, my colleagues, that I will not disappoint. Even though the shoes of Raila are too big to be filled, but I just want to try my best. I want to try my best. And now I would like to inform you that I'm also with my wife. My wife, I'm a general. I have two of them. If I don't introduce them to you, they might feel jealous and refuse to give me food. There's my elder wife, Dr. Ann Ayo Oburu, is here. And come. This is the lady who took me out of boyhood. She is a doctor, she is a pediatrician, and she is the one with whom we grew together. But I thought that now, at my age, I don't want her to scratch me, I don't want her to massage me, so I brought her helper, Judith Oburu. Judith Oburu. Judith Oburu here works with NSSF, and she is also an accountant by profession. So thank you very much, Your Excellencies. We have come here. Tomorrow we are moving home, and we shall talk to you again when you come to Bondo. And I thank you all for listening to me and giving me this opportunity to listen to you. But please keep the spirit of Raila burning. We are going to keep the spirit of Raila burning. You can see Raila's siblings, You can see June has spoken here very well. You can see is there burning. You can see Rosemary is there burning. And you can see their mother, Ida, is here. Ida, please keep the family together and make sure that the fire of Raila keeps burning forever and forever more. Thank you for listening to me. Oh, let me leave it. Asante, my brother, rest in peace. My brother, rest in peace. Greet for us, my dad, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Greet for us, our father, Mama. Greet for us, our mama, our mother, Mama Mary Oginga. Greet for us, our father, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Greet for us, all our brothers, Agola, Osewe, and Odima, who left before us. And greet for us, all of them. And I'm sure God the Almighty is going to welcome you with his hand there, because you were magnanimous, you loved God, and you loved people. That is what God also expected of you, and you have done your best. Rest, my brother. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, my brother.
What rich history there, what an attempt to humanize Raila Odinga. You know, I also noted that once upon a time in this country, I believe I was a journalist when there was a press conference of a very different kind that was called on declaration of marital status in this country and how many. So it was refreshing. I mean, it's almost like coming full circle. You witness a press conference where somebody wants to declare they only have one, then you witness another press moment where somebody says, I have two, and here they are. That's on a lighter note.
A doctor and an accountant.
There you are. I mean,
we're talking careers here.
I mean, it doesn't get any more powerful than that. Wow. All right, so one of the things that I think is really important, like I was saying, is Oburu Odinga.